Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to view this presentation on special education. We believe that the adoption of these core competencies into practice will improve the outcomes for children with behavioral health needs and their families. These foundational modules are developed to be viewed by family members, higher education students, paraprofessionals, and professionals. A list of resources and references have also been provided. This module will be presented by Mary Grillo, Education Specialist with the Parent Information Center. The New Hampshire Children's Behavioral Health Workforce Development Network is to build a sustainable infrastructure for the professional development of the children's behavioral health workforce based upon the core competencies and infused with the system of care core values and guiding principles. The need is for New Hampshire to have an adequate workforce and an infrastructure to support those who work with children, youth, and families. The New Hampshire Children's Behavioral Health Core Competencies were developed in 2011 by a representation of diverse stakeholder groups, including child-serving community mental health providers, family organizations, state policymakers, and university staff. The goal was that the competencies would be the first step in developing systematic and comprehensive human services development infrastructure. The competencies were developed using the system of care core values and principles as the foundation. There are 7 domains: family-driven and youth-guided practice, cultural and linguistic competence, childhood development and disorders, screening, assessment and referral, treatment planning, interventions and service delivery, systems knowledge and collaboration, and quality improvement. The competencies are organized for professional staff by levels of knowledge and skills in each domain. There are 3 levels: foundational, intermediary, and advanced. The levels are designed to identify the skill level of practitioners. They are fluid and not specifically tied to certain formal education and training or position titles. A copy of the report can be accessed, and a link is provided at the end of this presentation. This is one of a series of modules designed to support the development of core competencies in the children's behavioral health workforce. This module will provide you with an overview of each step in the New Hampshire special education process, emphasizing the important role of parents in the process.
Hello, my name is Mary Grillo, and I am an educational specialist with the Parent Information Center on Special Education, a project of the Parent Information Center. Today I will be providing you with a very general overview of the steps in the New Hampshire special education process, including some of the rights and responsibilities of parents in the process. Additionally, I will provide you with resources that you can contact for more in-depth information and to answer your questions. Before we get into the specific steps in the special education process, let's talk about some of the rights and responsibilities parents have in the process. Parents have the right and responsibility to participate in all meetings as a member of the IEP or Individualized Education Program team. The IEP team, which includes the parents, is who makes the decisions in the special education process. To ensure parents are able to attend and participate in the special ed process, parents must receive written notice of IEP meetings 10 days before the meeting. Additionally, parents have the right to receive information in a way that is understandable, including being given an interpreter or translator if needed. Parents also have the right to request and be given access to information such as evaluation reports and draft IEPs 5 days prior to an IEP meeting. It is also important for parents to know they have the right to request in writing an IEP meeting and have the meeting held within 21 days or be given written prior notice as to why the school will not schedule the meeting. Parents have the right to be notified about important decisions regarding their child's education. This is called written prior notice. Written prior notice is written notification that is provided to parents to explain a change that has been proposed or refused by the district as a result of an IEP team meeting, but which has not been implemented. Written prior notice is specific information that explains how the IEP team came to that decision and what information they used as a basis for making that choice. New Hampshire requires written parental consent at every step in the special education process, and parents have the right to give, withhold, or revoke written consent at any time. Parents also have the right to access their child's educational records. Finally, parents have the right to access formal dispute resolution options such as filing a complaint, requesting a facilitated IEP meeting, mediation, neutral conference, or a due process hearing. If considering any of these dispute resolution options, please contact the Parent Information Center on Special Education so that we may assist you in resolving your concerns in the least adversarial manner possible. Now let's talk about the steps in the special education process. The special education process begins with a referral. Anyone, including a parent, may refer a child to be evaluated for special education. There are many reasons a referral for special education could be made. These include short attention span, inability to concentrate, a medical diagnosis of a disability, failure to pass a vision or hearing test, unsatisfactory performance on group achievement tests or other assessments, extreme ongoing anxiety or reluctance to attend school, performance well below expectations with no obvious reasons, multiple academic or behavioral warnings, repeated failure in academic subjects, apparent speech and language or physical issues, inability to get along with others. It's important to know that if a parent wants to make a referral, they should write a letter, include the date, and keep a copy for their records. If a referral is made by anyone other than the parent, the school must immediately notify the parent in writing. The Parent Information Center has a sample letter parents may use. Later in this module, we will provide you with information on how to find the sample letter. The school must schedule an Individualized Education Program, or IEP, team meeting, which includes the parent, within 15 calendar days after receiving a referral. This meeting is called the Disposition of Referral meeting. The IEP team meets at every step in the process, working together to determine whether or not the child has a disability, if he or she qualifies for special education services, and how to most appropriately meet the student's needs if, in fact, special education services are required. At the Disposition of Referral meeting, the IEP team will determine whether the child's needs can be met through regular education services, like guidance or Title I services, or other forms of services available to all students, or if the child should be evaluated for special education. Written parental consent is needed before the school can evaluate. When the IEP team determines a child needs to be evaluated for special education, they will also decide what testing is needed. After receiving written parental consent, the school district will evaluate the child to determine eligibility and identify all of the child's educational needs. The evaluations must be completed within 45 calendar days. It is important to know that calendar days includes weekends, holidays, school vacations, and the summer. Parents may agree in writing to a one-time 15-day extension. If the parent disagrees with the school's evaluations, they may request an independent educational evaluation at public expense, or they may pay for their own independent evaluation. For more information on requesting an independent educational evaluation, please contact the Parent Information Center on Special Education. After the evaluations are completed, the IEP team meets to review the results and decides if the child is eligible for special education and determines a disability classification. There are 14 disability categories commonly referred to as a child's code. To be eligible for special education, the child's disability must negatively impact his or her educational or functional performance and require specialized instruction. Within 30 days after a child is found eligible for special education, the IEP team meets to develop the Individualized Education Program, or IEP. The IEP is the written document that describes the special education, related services, accommodations, and modifications that a child requires to receive a free, appropriate public education, or FAPE. The IEP is reviewed and revised annually and must be in place at the start of each school year. Parents have 14 calendar days to sign the IEP. They may choose to agree with exceptions, or disagree. Parents can always ask for another meeting to discuss their concerns before making a decision. After the IEP has been signed by the parent and the school district representative, the IEP team determines the child's educational placement to implement the IEP. Placement options may include a variety of settings, but must be in the child's least restrictive environment, LRE. LRE means the child has to be educated in the regular classroom unless his or her needs cannot be met in that setting, even with the use of supplemental aids and services. The IEP team includes a statement of how the child's progress towards the annual goals will be measured and when and how it will be reported to the parents. Parents should ask for an IEP meeting if they have concerns about their child's progress. The IEP team must meet to review and revise the IEP at least once each year. A child is formally reevaluated at least once every 3 years, unless the parent and the school district agree it's not needed, or if a parent requests a reevaluation sooner. Thank you for taking the time to review this module on the basics of the special education process in New Hampshire. For more in-depth information, including sample letters, please visit the Parent Information Center on Special Education's website or contact our office by phone. PIC on Special Education is New Hampshire's designated parent training and information center, funded by the Office of Special Education Programs at the U.S. Department of Education, and is a project of the Parent Information Center. To learn more about the Parent Information Center and its various projects, please visit our website.